Year 2011, entitled Transforming Research for Sustainable Community. Please be reminded that you are attending the session 3 under the track of Peace, Culture, Gender and Identity. I am Dr. Pachongsin Perma. I have been appointed for the session chair for the first half of this morning presentation. There will be 4 presentation in this morning session, the first half of the morning session. Let us, before going to listening to each speaker, let us inform you that the presentation time for each paper is 20 minutes in total, 15 minutes for presentation, and 5 minutes for questions and answers. The title of Marital Satisfaction and Cultural Adjustment into a New Culture, a case of Indonesian women married to Korean men in South Korea, by Ms. Fadila Hasbi. Please welcome Ms. Fadila Hasbi, the presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning, Sawadika and Annyeonghaseyo. My name is Fadila Hasbi, but my friends used to call me Dila. I'm a master's student from Chulalongkorn University, and I'm under a Korean Studies program. So today's presentation is about marital satisfaction and cultural integration of cross-cultural couples between Indonesian women and who married to Korean men. So this study is conducted in Korea during 2 months, and it was conducted in 9 cities in South Korea. So let's go to some introduction. Number of foreigners in South Korea is increasing. They are consists of migrant workers. Migrant workers who do 3D jobs. What is 3D? Is dirty, dangerous, and dangerous jobs. And other group of professionals. There are lawyers, managers, English teachers, and teachers from European and American countries. So other groups are the immigrants who came to Korea based on marriage, and 85 to 90% among them are women. In the last 10 years, the number of foreigners is increasing. As the last statistic data in 2011, the number of foreigners that consists of these three groups is counted about 1.2 million people. So many scholars in South Korea, especially Korean scholars, are always mentioning in their papers and their study that Korea is heading to multi-ethnic, multiracial country. Oh, this picture is between Vietnamese woman and Korean man. Well, actually, my study is about Indonesian women. I cannot put pictures because the respondents are not willing to me to do so. So the phenomenon of cross-cultural marriage in South Korea is not a new phenomenon. Why? Because back to the in 1953, when the Korean War ended, the phenomenon of cross-cultural marriage is between Korean woman to U.S. soldier, and then in 1990s, the trend changed. It's between Korean man married to Korean ethnic living in China, woman of Korean ethnic living in China. They call it Chosunjok woman. And the trends continue until now, but the nationalities of the women vary. So they might come from America, Japan, Taiwan, Mongolia, and 4 countries from Southeast Asian region. What are they? Women from Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, and to mention in my study here is from Indonesia. So my study is to measure the marital satisfaction level of Indonesian women married to Korean man, and I use 5 indicators here, as you can see on the PowerPoint. And then I will measure the culture integration of this couple based on 3 indicators: language, socialization, and living adjustment. And then I will try to find the relationship between the result of level of marital satisfaction and culture integration. What are the relationships? Are they related directly, indirectly, or are they really related or not related? So let's come up to the result, because I'm very sure that all of you are not interested with some details like mythology and literature review, but in case you're curious about it, I still have that kind of presentation. So using the method of weighted average, I use to count the data using weighted average. I will explain later. So I use the rankings to determine the degree of marital satisfaction, low and high. And among respondents, as you can see, most of them are having high degree of marital satisfaction. But the number of low degree of marital satisfaction is quite a number, as you can see. But we will explore later what was the reason behind the low and high degree of marital satisfaction. So, as I mentioned before, that 5 indicators that I use to measure the marital satisfaction of Indonesian women married to Korean men is, first is spouse trust. So the respondents were asked about 3 questions, about their attitudes to their husband who told lies, and the husband's, how is the level of husband trust to his wife, about whether the husband is quite believe in their wife in managing the household expenditures. So the result is actually the Indonesian women are less emotional about their husband who told lies to them. They will not directly ask they will not immediately angry to their husband about husband who telling lies. That's the result. And looks like husband married to Indonesian woman here seems to be the same as other Korean household in South Korea, that husband trust the household expenditures management to their wives. So I may not say all of his salary is given to the wife, but I may say 80 to 90% of husband's salary is given to the wife and let her manage. And as long as the household expenditure is managed properly and controlled, husband will not know, will not ask where the money is spent. Division of housework. This is actually an interesting part, because in Korean culture, housework was done by wives. They believe in that value. But interestingly, housework in Indonesian women and Korean men household, they're sharing housework. So you can see husband even go shopping, sometimes cook, and sometimes they play the role as taking care of children. So if you ask, do they have time? Of course, they have time after work, usually after 7 p.m. And children is under their father's care after 7 p.m. mostly. Dialogues. So the dialogues, I may say, is a high frequency of dialogues between Indonesian women with their Korean husband. And most of the matters that they are discussing is the financial, children, family. Children, perhaps most of the discussion is about children's education. So the relationship between husbands is also good because they say, the respondent also reported that they are correcting mistakes between each other, to each other. And so if I do wrong, my Korean husband will say that, you did something wrong, and you have to fix it. And that's go the same to the wives. If Korean husband did something wrong and Indonesian woman, as his wife, is trying to correct the misdeed, of course. Okay, time for leisure. Indonesian woman in this study is considered have enough time to do some hobbies and enough time to do what they want to do besides doing housework or besides working outside the house as breadwinners. And of course, time for leisure between husband and wife is set during the weekends and mostly go together with the simple activities for the whole family. Intimacy. Well, I might say that they're quite intimate. The intimacy between Korean husband and Indonesian woman here is quite high. Yeah, mostly score high because they live together, and between husband and wife they share their personal thoughts. What I'm thinking, what you're thinking, you can tell, and I can tell too. And as reported here, most respondents do feel close to their husband, and they think they are enjoying sharing feelings with their husband. That's the marital satisfaction level. I would like to continue the cultural integration here. I set a ranking here: low, medium, and high. And it's based on language ability, socialization, and living adjustment. As you can see, based on language, they're quite high. Socialization is high too, but living adjustment in the medium level. So the language ability, I'm gonna say they are definitely like Korean studies student, but the ability of the language is enough to create understanding between speakers. Even some of them cannot read, or even some of them cannot write, but they can speak to create understanding between Indonesian women and other speakers, and that speakers mostly are Korean. Socialization, I'm sorry, there's really 5 minutes left. So based on socialization, respondents who have religious activities, especially Christians respondents who often go to the church, have a high level of socialization. And respondents who have Korean friends who act as reliable informant. Why I say so? Because this Korean friend helps respondents to give information how to live in Korea, how to do this, how to do that, how to adjustment into the culture and into the society. And living adjustment, so about living adjustment, as I said before, they are in the medium level because some respondents are mixed between whether they think they are starting to be more Korean or keep their Indonesian identity. So, and they were also reported that they think live in Korea. We have some protective words like a war, financial security, and being being ignored by their family in Indonesia. So, well, actually, these project's worries were not very important because most of the respondents reported that they can live in Korea without worries and they think they are happy living in Korea. Why? There are three reasons. First, they are living with husband and children that they love. Second is they have jobs in Korea where they